Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to our Betweenlands Spotlight tutorial series. Today we're going to be talking about another boss. This will be a little bit shorter of an episode. We're going to be giving bosses each their own episode. So today we're going to be talking about the dreadful Peat Mummy boss. And to summon him, you're going to have to make mummy bait for starters, which requires that you get an animated tar beast heart, which you can craft in the animator. Tar beast hearts or tar drips and white's hearts, but you can get these occasionally as just a drop also. So you may get one of these before getting your tar drips to actually craft one of these. You're also going to require Armanis, which is created through herb lore. We're going to get more into that in a later episode. I do already have a tutorial out though for herb lore that I made in the past, so that is also available. Sludge balls, of course, come from sludges, and shimmerstone, of course, comes from peat mummies. Those four things together is going to craft you the mummy bait. This is the only summonable boss within the Betweenlands. And to summon him, you're either going to have to go to a sludge plains biome or a marsh biome. And so what we do to summon the dreadful peat mummy, we just throw this mummy bait on the ground in an area in the marsh or the sludge plains, and he's going to climb up out of the ground. And I'm starting this in creative just so you can kind of see the boss in all his glory. So this is what he looks like. He's a big nasty. Tongue hanging out. He's very similar to the standard peat mummy, except he has all these additional tentacles and stuff. And during the fight with the dreadful peat mummy, you're going to be looking for you're going to be watching out for three attacks, aside from his normal attack, which is just running into melee range and hitting you. He's going to, for one, he's going to summon adds during the fight, and they're going to be little peat mummies, not little peat mummies, normal sized peat mummies. They do have reduced HP, but they do still deal equal amounts of damage. He is also going to be able to shoot sludge balls at you, and whenever you get hit by these, you get a slowness 3 effect. And they do bounce on surfaces. So just bear that in mind, especially if you're trying to fight him in close quarters or something like that. They will bounce, and it could make your life very, very difficult. And then lastly, he will try to grab you with his tentacles and carry you around, and he screams in your face as he bites you and gnaws on you. Really, really cool boss fight. Let me kill this Skyrim off, and we'll go ahead and get started with the fight itself. Now, before we go, let me grab some elixirs of healing. I'm going to grab some strong ones and some weaker ones. Here we go. Oh, he's already summoning adds, as you can see. And in the past, water slowed him down to a crawl. That's no longer the case. He is one of probably the hardest boss, in my opinion, in the Betweenlands. And as you can see, I mean, the fact that he summons all these peat mummies, that alone is extremely, extremely deadly. Now, right now, he's mainly just, oh, God. Yeah, now he's grabbing me and just gnawing on me. And you can see that he has summoned a little horde, basically, that's forming of peat mummies. Oh, man, this is going to be terrible. Okay. I was about to say, I don't think I've ever had a possessed dreadful peat mummy before. Oh my gosh, he's got 4 of these. I gotta deal with the adds. They do go down a bit quicker than the standard peat mummy, because they do have that reduction in HP. And whenever he's got you and he's grabbing you, there's really not a whole lot that you can do. And there's a pretty good chance you will not see, unless you're watching my debuffs, you may not even see or notice the slowness effect. Because it's just such a, like, in the past you would get him in water and he would pretty much, you know, be like the normal peat mummies that I showed you before, where they move so slow that they are pretty much just sitting there while you beat them to death. Oh my gosh, he loves grabbing me. He's like, haha, you can't do anything. But it is a bit of a hectic fight. You can build yourself up on a platform. I'm in mud. I don't have boots at the moment. It is a little bit of a hectic fight, as you can tell, and very, very dangerous. It's honestly, it's worth it. Some things that I suggest having for this fight would be boots so that you're not getting slowed down like I'm getting through all of this, you know. Oh, he's gonna kill me. Yep. And you can see he wrecked my armor here. But the reason he managed to kill me was because of the fact that I let my decay bar get down, which is a very, very bad thing. Honestly, having a potion for decay and having some high potency healing potions, definitely worth doing. But overall, as far as what I would suggest that you bring to the fight, bring yourself a really good weapon, of course, and some really good armor. Ideally, enchanted armor is even better, because I'm not wearing enchanted armor at the moment. I'm just wearing the ancient set, which isn't bad, but having enchanted armor is going to be a bit better for you. Probably not lead you to a death against the fight. Also, having good potions from Herblore, which we're going to talk more about a bit later on, will help you out a lot. And then having something to heal decay, I would honestly suggest bringing in stuff like the Tough Skin Elixir, Elixir of Feasting, even Nimble Feet can be good, Elixir of Healing, Elixir of Ripening, Elixir of Strength. Having these things, it's going to make the boss a whole lot easier because you're going to deal a whole lot more damage. But overall, not too bad of a boss fight. It just requires that you prepare properly for this boss fight. And once again, if you have other mods giving you crazy weapons and armor, he is going to be a whole lot easier. But in standard Betweenlands, you really have to prepare for him. Get your amulets and things. Don't make it probably your first boss that you fight, unless you've gotten into a bit of Herblore, because Herblore pretty much makes you unkillable pretty easily. And then we're going to talk about the Ring of Summoning. Now, if we equip this ring, what it allows you to do, and this is actually a fairly simple one. You know, in the last episode we talked about the Ring of Recruitment. There's a lot to that ring. This one, not too much that we have to cover, but if you hit your activate key, you're going to scream, and it causes, yeah, right here, you'll see tentacles that come up out of the ground. These are little Peat mummy arms. And if you have mobs, let me grab some, we'll just grab some swamp hags, for example. If you have mobs, these will target mobs. So if I hit N, you can see that they're getting beat to death. And it's actually a fairly powerful ring. As you can tell, it basically creates a big AoE there, which has wiped out that horde of swamp hags very, very well. So it is a great combat tool. It's actually personally my favorite ring. It and the flight ring, both extremely useful. Ring of Recruitment and stuff, also very, very good, but the simplicity of Ring of Summoning, coupled with how effective it actually is great. Not to mention if you're playing on a server, like for example, whenever I was playing on Sevtech, I would jump scare people by going over to their base and just like they're doing something and do that roar, and it will actually usually startle people. Plus they start getting hit, you know. It's just a lot of fun. But yeah, that's really all there is to the ring and to the boss itself. So once again, get yourself a good sword and good armor. Get yourself some potions from Herblore, and get yourself some boots so that you're not sinking into the muck at every step. I would highly suggest boots with Marsh Runner. You are going to take a hit to your overall AC, but it's worth it just to have the mobility for that boss fight. So for example, let's go ahead and pop ourselves a few elixirs. And let's throw that down. Go ahead and get this boss summoned up. There we go. We have 5 effects. You can see I'm running excessively fast now. And he is going to be a whole lot different. Let's run off and pop our healing elixir real quick. And you can see with just a bit of herb lore, I mean this is a bit, but honestly once you get herb lore up and going, it's not too bad. To make a bunch of potions, and it's pretty much what you're going to want to go with, because bear in mind that with default settings your vanilla potions are going to rot, as well as many potions from other mods. But when you have Betweenlands, there's honestly not much use in using other potions. Betweenlands is by far the strongest when it comes to potion making and stuff of any mod that's available. It does take a little bit more work than most to get set up, but nothing too bad. So, totally different beast when I properly prepare. Boots of the Marsh Runner, and bear in mind that they can be enchanted. They make a huge difference when fighting this boss, especially. So anyways, with that, we're going to end out this episode here. A little bit shorter of an episode, but we have covered this boss in all of its glory. I love the Dreadful Peat Mummy boss, because it's one with proper preparation. It's really not a hard fight. Even just having strength, ripening, and you know, something like tough skin goes a long ways than having, you know, a healing potion with decent potency. It's pretty much an easy fight. You're pretty much unkillable. Not to mention having some enchanted armor. Of course, I'm still not wearing enchanted armor, so that goes a long way as well to making it an overall fairly easy boss fight. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. In the next couple episodes, we're going to be talking about the Sludge Menace, the Chiron Matron, and the Ancient Tree. So I hope you guys join me for that. And until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.